So a couple of months ago I completed what was possibly my greatest football manager achievement ever, as Liechtenstein competed in the Euros final against Scotland. Yes, possibly the most unlikely major tournament final pairing ever, but a game we would win thanks to a goal in first half stoppage time from Uwe Wolf, then a trip on Pascal Olner doing a shift in midfield despite carrying a knock, the penalty converted by Fabio Burmester, with Barcelona's first choice right back and Liechtenstein's best ever player Andreas Korner scoring the third as we lifted the trophy. We did the final as a live stream here on YouTube, and you can go and check out the full match in my stream archive on the channel. Though I do apologise, due to an oversight on my part, the bitrate for the stream was set too low, hence the slightly blocky appearance. Anyway, I had originally thought it would be a good idea to end the save there on a high, but in real life I then saw that poor Liechtenstein have hit something of a low of late. So let's try and lift Liechtenstein's spirits with one more crack at the World Cup. Before World Cup qualifying, we would have the pressure of expectation to get promoted from Division B in the Nations League. We started with a tough match against Croatia, but got the win thanks to Fabian Schreck, a fully deserved win as well. A few days later we travelled to Wales and got a solid win, Pascal Olner now fully fit scoring from the spot, and Schreck once again out to prove that he is now ahead of Lorenz Kraus in the pecking order. Northern Ireland have been a bogey team for us in the Nations League so far, and proved so again, as we fell behind after initially taking the lead, and needed Andreas Korner to salvage a point for us with 15 minutes to go. On balance, a fair result. A rare error from Andreas Korner meant we had to fight from behind again against the Welsh when we hosted them in Vaduz. Korner redeeming himself to bring us level, and then Fabio Burmester making sure we took all 3 points. 3 wins and a draw so far, put us 3 points clear of Croatia, who were our next opponents, taking a second half lead as they chased a vital victory. But with 2 minutes left, Fabian Schreck would pop up to salvage the point with a headed goal. The draw meaning a single point against Northern Ireland would seal it. But Vaduz youngster Luka Franska helped us go one better, a 1-0 win beating our bogey team, and giving us top spot with promotion to Division A. FC Vaduz still form the basis of our squad, but our players are now spread across multiple clubs and multiple leagues, with Fabian Schreck recently making a move to FC Augsburg. In December we entered the hat for World Cup qualifying. Now one of the second seeds, we found ourselves in a group with the Netherlands, joined by Ukraine, Slovakia and Georgia. But before we get onto that, something else popped up in my inbox which I'd completely forgotten about, as our Euros win the previous year meant we would face Copa America champions Argentina in Finalissima. After a quiet first half, we fell behind just 2 minutes after the break. A great block from Franska then became a terrible blunder as Argentina went 2 goals up, but our South American opponents perhaps got a bit cocky after that, as Korner and Keeling set up Wolf to spark the comeback, and inside the final 10 minutes some great play down the left set up Lorenz Kraus. Perhaps Fabian Schreck's time's gonna have to wait. That took the game to penalties, with Argentina missing their first. Lorenz Kraus then stepped up and hit it straight down the middle. Maybe it is Fabian Schreck's time after all. Hens then made sure it remained scoreless, as did poor Luka Franska, a nightmare of a match for him. Hens then made sure after 5 spot kicks we still hadn't seen the net ripple. Woodson Hart then finally broke the deadlock, with Argentina now remembering how to score as well. Geiger made his kick count as we went 2-1 up, meaning Campos had to score. He didn't, as we won a second international trophy. A good decision then to carry on. Back in the spring we had warmed up for World Cup qualifying with a 1-0 friendly win over USA, before travelling to Amsterdam for a tough opening game. A late penalty giving us a point after Hans Brahma was fouled, and Pascal Olner converted. A decent point to start, with back-to-back games against Ukraine to come in the summer, hot on the heels of our Finalissima victory, the first of which we won with ease. Uwe Wolf and Lorenz Kraus helping establish an early lead, and Luka Franska now recovered from the Argentina game, and Fabian Schreck wrapping up a comfortable win, 4-0 the final score. And a few days later in the return game, we slugged out a dull 0-0 draw, and despite having taken 4 points off them, we sat second behind Ukraine as the summer break began. We returned to action in September, and a disastrous start against Slovakia, 1-0 down in less than a minute. Nothing more than a wobble though, as Fabian Schreck had us level by the quarter-hour mark. We seized control in the second half as Hans Brahma put us into the lead, and then in stoppage time the now veteran Lorenz Kraus stepped up to seal the win. 3-1, 3 points. Kraus took centre stage as we hosted Georgia, scoring our first 2 goals. then setting up centre-back Hartmann for a rare non-headed goal. Vaduz youngster Luka Franska then made it 4, before the Krausmeister completed his hat-trick in stoppage time. He still got it, and the wins don't come much more comfortable than that. Those 6 points putting us top of the group, ahead of our crunch home game with the Netherlands. And you know the drill by now, we build this up as a crucial match and an intriguing clash against a European powerhouse. Then record scratch a dull 0-0. We sat out the next match day as both the Netherlands and Ukraine won. In our penultimate game we hammered Slovakia 6-1, while the Netherlands thrashed Ukraine, meaning it came down to the two of us to fight it out for the guaranteed qualification top spot, with us just above the cutoff line in the second place team rankings. We made a great start away to Georgia, Kraus scoring inside 5 minutes. Hans Brahma, now playing at club level again after a move from Inter to Marseille, then made it 2, and Axel Blinden sealed the win with a stoppage time effort. 3-0 then on the night, meaning Lorenz Kraus's penalty miss didn't matter. I think it's time for Fabian Schreck to come in. Anyway, a 3-0 win on the night, but was it enough? Well, yes it was, as although we finished second, we ultimately topped the second place rankings list to qualify for our second consecutive World Cup. As this save is carried over from FM23, it is the 16 groups of 3 format, and after an incredibly lengthy draw process, we would eventually end up in a group with Ivory Coast and Lebanon. I'll definitely take that check back for more of our World Cup adventures here.